Welcome to the League of Nidalee. Support, bot lane, AP person. Yeah, the reason why I thought I'd do a Nidalee video is because a lot of people play support Nidalee, and a lot of people, in my opinion, play it very wrong. Really wrong. Probably the most wrong statement I've ever heard anyone make is when I was playing top lane and I was looking at her items. I said, "You need to buy wards," and you know what her response was? "It's okay, I've got traps." Now, there's a few reasons why that's wrong, and number one is traps aren't vision. Someone has to physically step on the trap before it's anything to do with vision. And if you can only see them when they step on it, it's probably too late for you to move back. Another thing is, wards last 3 minutes. Nidalee traps last for 4 minutes, is it? Now? Yeah, probably 4 minutes. They last longer, but they're nowhere near as useful. And wards, generally, you can place them anywhere. You can put them behind walls, etc. Traps are generally to basically give you vision of someone close. Like, I'll put them in the bush because I want to see if they're in the bush, because I know they've got a support Annie. And just in time, because they did a little invade, which granted I didn't even notice until it was probably a bit too late, but we don't lose anyone and they do. So all I can say to that is that's a good outcome. And it's a good thing Jinx didn't go back, because she's the sole reason why they actually caught him. So yeah, we're off to a decent start. And for a bot lane combo, this is probably the best combo you could have asked for, really, because they're both. Annie's got to get really close, and Caitlyn's got to get and maintain a distance, basically. And Annie's going to want to pop that stun as many times as she can, but in this game she never really gets a good chance, because the whole point of Nidalee support is you have like AP runes and then support mastery, so you get the extra experience and the extra gold. So you don't fall behind in terms of being a support, which is good. Get the traps at level 1, spam them like fucking crazy, especially in the bushes. Because if they know they can't go in the bushes without being seen, they'll avoid it. Especially with a support Annie, she's going to want to drop it on you when you don't even know where she is. I level up the spears purely because I want them to be scared. Although if you want to level up the heal, that's perfectly fine too, especially with someone like Jinx who has an attack speed steroid. You'll see near the end game, the attack speed steroid just destroys turrets in about 5 seconds, if that, with just her. Also, just as a general rule of support, this is probably going to change in Season 4, but for now, if you know, for example, their Yi got killed, and you know you're not going to get ganked for ages, I'm warding at about 4 minutes 30, because I know that he's not going to come bot lane for quite a while, because he's behind.
A summoner has reconnected.
So you can feel free to just be a little bit restrictive with the wards if you're ahead, or you know you're not going to get ganked early if they're like a Warwick. Also, if your AD carry is someone like Jinx, who isn't particularly great early game, she is good, but in terms of a Caitlyn and a Annie combo, she needs to farm first, really. Just keep throwing the fucking spears. Just make sure you're restrictive with your mana, so you still have some left, so they know that they can't just rush you. But I just keep poking down Caitlyn. Just to make sure that she doesn't feel too confident in attacking us. Also, this Jinx was pretty good in terms of communication, actually, because we didn't say a whole word to each other pretty much all game, because we were just too busy just in the game concentrating. And we didn't, like, she didn't blame me or anything for missing spears, which was good, because it's one of the worst things you can do for someone who has skill shots like Nidalee or Blitzcrank or Thresh, is if you tell them, you missed a shot, you missed a shot, they're basically just going to get really annoyed, because it annoys me, because, for example, Jinx has a skill shot. People, just generally people who have skill shots who aren't supports. If you miss it, no one comments on it, usually. It's very rare to comment on it. It's only when it's something like a support grab or Nami bubbles, for example. People seem to get really strangely aggressive if you miss it, and I don't understand why. Because it'll make them miss more. The more you comment on their miss, the more they will miss in the future, and therefore you're probably just losing it for yourself. Same support kind of build, just go straight for the Philosopher's Stone, because you're still going to need the money, because we haven't got any kills down bot lane. Jinx got a kill first blood in jungle, but I didn't get an assist on it, so I'm still behind in money in terms of being able to afford damage. Plus, because I'm leveling up the spears, they're doing pretty well anyway. Another thing you might want to do as a support also is try and bait their pink ward, because if they've only got one, chances are they're going to put it down when they know where you've got a ward. So around this point in the game, wards are kind of coming and popping up at different times, and they're going to ward at different times to you usually. So if you've got a ward down and they put a ward down, don't pink it, because then they'll just pink it straight back. Wait until you know where their pink is, otherwise you're just wasting it. Unless you've got two, then feel free to do what you want. Oh, well, unless they have two, obviously, then the same rule just applies. Also, tip for anyone with a skill shot versus a Caitlyn: if she does her skill shot, try and hit her with yours, because she has to stand still. She got baited just by herself, really, because she wasn't going to get anything from that. And I missed that. I felt bad about that. But, oh well. I've got a heal. It's K. Don't know why he flashes into me, because I can just use mine and then jump away. But then, because I know it's Master Yi, he's going to be a douchebag. Basically, just gave us a free kill. You can either get a Chalice if they've got a heavy AP bot, but Annie hasn't really got anything now, so I decided to go with a Tear, because I can stack that and it'll give me a lot of mana. Plus it builds into a more worthwhile item late game, I think. Because if you get Seraph's Embrace, you get the free little shield, which can make or break a team fight, I suppose. Especially if they focus you. But I'm still building into that sight stone at the same time. Just because you've gone Nidalee support doesn't mean you go full AP. I don't agree with full AP build for support, not support. Because you're more often than not going to steal a kill than give a kill.
Here, mousey, mousey, mouse.
I knew she used a pink because I looked at her inventory and I knew where it would be. Sightstone coming in and getting a couple more kind of like different sight stuff. I suppose a general rule for the use of AP supports, if you're going to build AP as well, is put sight before AP in terms of what to get. Don't get a tier before you've got wards. That'll just ruin your game. I can pretty much promise you that, unless you really just steamroll the lane down. Even if you did, I suppose, you're going to get camps. You won't be able to see where they are. And that was her second ward, so I know that she didn't have any more pinks to put down. Also, because Nidalee's pretty fast if you go in between bushes, you can kind of, at this point in the game, if you're doing pretty well, you can kind of roam between lanes, especially seeing as they know I've got a pretty pokey spear. So I reckon you could get from bot lane to mid lane in about 15 seconds. Probably faster than that, actually. And as you can see, I'm keeping like a line of sight kind of thing going on. So if they try and get behind us, we'll know. And then we can kind of circumvent that and go another way. I'll just fight them head on because Jinx is fed. But you can kind of see that I've got level 3 and that steroid is just absolutely destroying now. It's the same thing as having a Nunu, I guess. But having the heal on it's nice too. Straight in for the ruby sightstone. Decided to finally get some boots. And later in the game I'll build that into a CDR book. Can't remember the name of it, but you know what I mean. It's the purple book with 10% CDR. Just because I'm trying to go for more utility than actual damage. Just the spears, yeah, well, obviously nice to have a cooldown reduction on that, but my traps, I'll be able to put them down more often, so I can use them as like kind of vision. I'll put the wards in the bush that need them, but I can also then put traps in places that people will walk through that I'm not going to ward. Like, he saw me just then, and I aimed at Caitlyn because I knew she was going to do a skill shot. And she has to stand still for the animation, so why not make use of it? I do love Heimerdinger laugh. Also, I noticed that Jinx was gonna have a fight with Yi, but I know what Yi's like. He'll beat the shit out of you out of nowhere. And he was really angry with me for doing this, because he would have won the one-on-one fight. He did swear at me quite a lot after that. I think the only bit I can remember is he said, "Go fuck yourself." And then I said, "Don't hate, appreciate." And he didn't enjoy that either.
Dominating.
But this is kind of like, we're too far ahead. We're 6k ahead by 20 minutes. We're not massively ahead, but in terms of like tactical placement, we are. Because look, instantly just give the attack speed buff. Turret's half health. 1/4. Dead.
His turret has been destroyed.
Their inhibitors open. All we have to do is just pretty much just bait them. Minutes 30, pretty much get the inhibitor. They're too busy attacking the flow.
Team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
The Necton's quite good. He was pretty tanky. But the poke on their bot lane was just too much.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
Probably should have healed Heimerdinger, but I didn't think he'd go that way.
Legendary.
So yeah, this is like the final part of the build I can show you because the game ends soon. But you can get whatever boots you want, but I decided to go for a bit of magic penetration because it'll give me the extra edge on the damage. And I've got the cooldown reduction, so I can be a bit more utility based, so the heal will be nicer, and you get the gist really. But I've got 65 AP, not a massive amount, but I've got nearly, yeah, I have about 1,600 mana, so I can just use my abilities whenever the hell I want. Plus, I don't think we made that many mistakes in terms of the lane. We did pretty much just play really passively and then catch them out. And I just allowed Jinx to just feed and get farm. Because I was on 0-7 at this point, I think. Jinx didn't die either. I think at the end of the game she was on 905. Like the one kill I get in the whole game. Just lob a spear. Yeah, GG.